Hello, and thank you for watching. On this episode of Culinary Creations, we will be making organic tomato vegetable juice. I'm using a mixture of organically homegrown Roma and beefsteak tomatoes, as well as carrots, celery, and red onion I purchased from the store. Although it seems obvious to use the best tomatoes for this, in actuality, you can use ones that have marks such as splits or pits or other abnormalities or deformations. Just cut out the center stems and any kind of breakage or mold or anything that's growing on them. As long as you cut far enough away from it, the rest of the tomato can be salvaged, since it will just be cooked down and blended. Using a small steak knife or a paring knife, you can easily remove the center core and stem from almost all tomatoes. Here I'm using a blend of beefsteak tomatoes and Roma tomatoes, also known as plum tomatoes. Although you can use any tomato that you desire. I have even used cherry tomatoes in the past. After this preparation process, you'll notice your bowl becomes mostly red. Just a quick side note, if you'd like to see how to do your own gardening, check out some of my other videos to see how to make your own homemade greenhouse and your own planter bed garden. This recipe is very flexible, so feel free to substitute or switch out any ingredients as you please. Alright, after the items are roughly chopped, you can go ahead and put them in a pot on medium. Put a lid on it so that it can steam and keep the juice in, because you want juice. Unlike sauce where you want the water to evaporate, you want to keep all the water in this as much as possible. And go ahead and let that sit for about a half an hour until it gets to a nice boil. Then you can go ahead, stir it up, and lower the heat down to low and continue to simmer for about another hour or so until the vegetables become somewhat soft. They don't have to be mushy, but just pretty soft. Squeeze in a strained lemon. You could do half a lemon, a whole lemon, or even more depending on what you desire. Add freshly ground black pepper. The amount varies depending on how much you're making, so do it to taste. Then add kosher salt. Once again, the same theory applies. Mix it up and taste it first to see if you want it more salty or less. You can always add more, but you can't really take away. And a bit of white sugar, but not too much, as it will be sweet already from the tomatoes. To liquefy the ingredients, you can use a standard blender, a food processor, a juicer, or an immersion blender as seen here, which I find is easier to clean up, safer, and faster. Also, you don't have a chance of burning yourself while pouring it into another device. Here I'm screening the skins and seeds out of the juice and pushing it through this screened thin colander, whatever you want to call it, and getting out all the juice as possible. I am saving the juice as I will farther try to liquefy it even more, as you can see the different stages between. Alright, now I'm going to add a little bit of water to this and give it a couple more minutes of the blender here and try to get out every last little bit of that delicious juice and lycopene, which is really good for the human body.
And now you have tomato juice.
I can honestly say it turned out very well. More delicious than your typical store-bought V8s and other vegetable tomato juices. Thank you for watching. This is Living the Good Life Now, presenting Culinary Creations. Please follow me on Instagram under Culinary Creations for my cooking page, under Living the Good Life Now for my general all-around page, as well as subscribing to this YouTube channel for more recipes and other awesome videos that aren't related to cooking.